getting into the spruce fir forest here, the highest forest zone in the Smokies. The one most susceptible, we believe, to air pollution. Because it's higher, there's more rainfall. The highest elevation gets 85 inches of rainfall a year. And with that becomes all the pollutants that are in the acid rain, or the acid precipitation is a better term. And those pollutants get in the ground, and those metals and other things we've talked about, especially the aluminums and the irons, the sulfurs, they're taken up in the trees and other bushes, and it really is hard for them to grow like they should. In fact, core ring samples from red spruce been taken through the years, and over the last 20, maybe 30 years now, I've been here a while, maybe 30 years now, there's very, very little growth in the red spruce. I mean, the rings are they're paper thin rings. You got me from one year to the next.
Especially as it's become less and less debatable whether we're seeing impacts from air quality.
But all along the Blue Ridge Parkway, especially at the higher elevations, you can see these dead stalks of trunks of trees.
Gosh, did acid rain kill all these trees? And you know, the answer is always, well, no.
What's really happening is, to some degree, their leaves are getting burned by the acid rain and ozone.
We're not necessarily saying that's what killed them. There are researchers that do think that the Fraser firs were killed by acid rain. We're not at that point.
It weakens the immune system of the trees so that they can't fight off insects and diseases that they normally would.
You know, it's hard to say if somebody has if a person has emphysema and dies of pneumonia, what killed them, emphysema or pneumonia, or was it smoking? You got to go way back to the cause. We've made no bones about the fact that, you know, while we see, you know, Balsamolia delgid killing the Fraser firs, that their death may have been expedited by nitrogen deposition, as you mentioned, or being bathed in ozone or acid precipitation could have been contributing factors, but the immediate cause was Balsamolia delgid.
The delgid is present, and it is ultimately killing the trees, but it wouldn't be if the trees' immune systems were not being weakened by the acid rain. It's a combination of factors. You know, I mean, these trees have been around for hundreds of thousands or millions of years, and they've never been wiped out like this by invading insects. New things are introduced, but the trees have always been able to adapt before, and now they can't because they're getting bombarded with these chemicals and pollution that they haven't had to deal with in the past.